Motivation is fleeting. Inspiration is temporary. But discipline is unstoppable. It's the bridge between where you are and where you deserve to be. Today, I'm going to show you why relying on motivation is a trap and why mastering discipline will literally save your life. Motivation is a flickering flame. It comes and goes like the wind, unpredictable and unreliable. You wake up one morning feeling unstoppable, ready to conquer the world, ready to take massive action, ready to change your life. You feel a surge of energy, a spark inside that makes everything seem possible. You tell yourself, today is the day. Today, I'll finally do what I've been dreaming about. And maybe for a few hours, you act. You feel unstoppable. You feel alive. You feel like nothing can stop you. But then the day ends and that fire begins to fade. Tomorrow comes and suddenly you don't feel that same energy. Suddenly you find excuses. Suddenly motivation is nowhere to be found. That is the problem with motivation. It is temporary, fleeting, and deceptive. It gives you a false sense of power. It makes you believe that feeling good is the same as achieving greatness. Motivation makes you think that if you can just feel inspired, if you can just get that rush of excitement, then you will finally succeed. But life doesn't work like that. Life doesn't wait for you to feel like it. Life doesn't pause for you to catch a spark of energy. Life is relentless. The world doesn't care if you are tired, if you are scared, or if you lack motivation. It doesn't care about your feelings, your mood, or your excuses. Life rewards action. It rewards consistency. It rewards discipline. And motivation alone is not enough to carry you there. Think about it. How many times have you felt motivated only to give up hours or days later? How many times have you watched others achieve greatness while you waited for that perfect moment when you would feel ready? Motivation is like a roller coaster, giving you highs and lows, creating bursts of energy that vanish as quickly as they came. One day you are unstoppable. The next day you are paralyzed. One day you feel like a warrior. The next day you feel like a coward. That is why relying on motivation is dangerous. It is unreliable. It is unpredictable. If you build your life on motivation, you will always be at the mercy of your emotions. And emotions, as you know, are weak. Emotions are fleeting. They are easily influenced by the circumstances around you, by the people you encounter, by the failures you face. Discipline, on the other hand, is constant. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline doesn't care if you are tired, scared, or uncertain. Discipline doesn't require excitement or inspiration. Discipline is steady. Discipline is predictable. Discipline is a force you can rely on when motivation fails, which it inevitably will. Every person who has ever achieved something great, every athlete, every entrepreneur, every leader, every person who has left a mark on this world understands this truth. They do not wait to feel motivated. They do not wait for the perfect moment to strike. They act every single day, even when they do not feel like it, even when it is difficult, even when it is inconvenient. They act because they have mastered discipline. Motivation makes you reactive. It makes you wait for circumstances to line up, for feelings to align, for inspiration to strike. Discipline makes you proactive. Discipline forces you to act regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the feelings, regardless of the excuses. Discipline is what separates those who achieve from those who dream. Motivation may start the journey, but discipline is what finishes it. Motivation may light the spark, but discipline keeps the fire burning when the spark is gone. Without discipline, motivation is meaningless. Without discipline, motivation is wasted energy, wasted potential, wasted time. Consider the difference in a simple example. Imagine a person who wants to get fit. One day they feel motivated. They go to the gym. They lift, they run, they train, they feel alive. They feel powerful. But tomorrow they don't feel motivated. They skip the gym. The day after that, they don't feel motivated again and again and again. They wait for the feeling to come back, but it doesn't. Motivation has failed them. Now compare that to a disciplined person. They wake up every day, whether they feel like it or not, and they train. Every single day, rain or shine, tired or energized, motivated or not, they go. Their results are inevitable because discipline doesn't rely on how they feel in the moment. Discipline doesn't negotiate. Discipline doesn't take a day off just because motivation disappeared. Discipline is constant, unwavering, unstoppable. Motivation also creates a false sense of confidence. When you feel motivated, you feel powerful. You feel like you can take on the world. You feel like you are unstoppable. And in that feeling, you often convince yourself that you are doing enough, that you are on the right path, that you are progressing. But then the next day comes, and motivation disappears, and you are left with nothing, no progress, no results, no growth. Motivation alone is a fragile foundation. Discipline is the foundation that can support the weight of your dreams. Discipline is what allows you to build when the feeling is gone, to act when the fire is cold, to push when everyone else is resting. If you want to succeed in life, you must accept this truth: motivation is a temporary friend, but discipline is your lifelong companion. Motivation may take you out of bed one morning, but discipline will carry you through the rest of your life. Motivation may make you excited for a moment, but discipline will create results that last for decades. Motivation may feel good, but discipline feels even better when you see the outcomes it creates, the results it produces, the life it builds. So understand this: the flame of motivation may light your path, but it is discipline that will ensure you reach the destination. Motivation is unreliable. Motivation is temporary. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is constant. Discipline is predictable. Discipline is unstoppable. If you want to rise, if you want to achieve, if you want to be more than ordinary, you cannot rely on motivation. You must rely on discipline. You must show up when you don't feel like it. You must act when you are tired, when you are scared, when you are uncertain. You must push forward every single day. Motivation will abandon you, but discipline will never fail you. Discipline builds habits, and habits build destiny. This is one of the most powerful truths in life, yet so many people overlook it, trapped in the illusion that success comes from sudden bursts of effort, luck, or motivation. But life doesn't work that way. Success is not about one heroic moment or one inspired day. It's about the consistent actions you take over months, years, and even decades. Discipline is the engine that drives those actions. It's the force that turns intention into routine and routine into results. When you understand this, you realize that your destiny isn't determined by talent, opportunity, or fleeting inspiration. It's determined by the small, consistent decisions you make every single day. Even when no one is watching, every habit you form is like a seed. Some seeds grow into weeds, some into flowers, and some into towering trees that provide shade and shelter for generations. The quality of your life tomorrow depends on the seeds you plant today. Discipline is the hand that plants those seeds. Motivation might give you the initial push, but it cannot dig the ground, water the seed, or protect it from storms. Discipline does that. Discipline ensures that the actions that lead to success happen whether you feel like it or not. It's easy to wake up motivated and chase your goals when everything feels exciting and convenient. But what happens when life gets difficult? When distractions appear, when setbacks hit, when fear and doubt rise up. That is when discipline shows its true power. That is when habits formed through discipline carry you forward, even when your mind and emotions want to quit. Think about the most successful people you know, the ones who have built empires, mastered skills, or achieved greatness in any field. Do you think they relied on motivation alone? Do you think they waited for the perfect moment, for inspiration to strike, for a sudden burst of enthusiasm to fuel their journey? Absolutely not. What they relied on was discipline. They showed up every day. They made progress every day, even when it was inconvenient, uncomfortable, or boring. And over time, those daily actions became habits. Those habits created momentum. That momentum turned into results. And those results, compounded over months and years, became the destiny they live today. Habits are powerful because they automate success. When you rely solely on motivation, every action is a choice. Every decision is a battle between desire and distraction. Every day is a struggle to push yourself forward. Motivation leaves you vulnerable because it can disappear at any moment. Discipline, on the other hand, transforms actions into habits. And when actions become habits, they no longer require motivation. They no longer require force of will. They become part of who you are. Going to the gym, writing every day, reading, learning, saving money, improving yourself, these are no longer chores when they are habits. They are natural extensions of your identity. And when your identity is built around disciplined habits, success becomes inevitable. Consistency is the secret multiplier in life. One day of effort is insignificant. One inspired hour won't change your trajectory. But hundreds of days, thousands of actions taken consistently create exponential results. This is the principle of compounding, the same principle that makes investments grow over time. Discipline allows you to compound your actions. Every habit, no matter how small it seems today, grows over time. Reading 10 pages a day may feel trivial, but in a year, that's over 500 pages. Training for 30 minutes daily may feel small, but over months, it turns into strength, skill, and resilience. Saving a small portion of your income every week may feel insignificant, but in a decade, it can become financial freedom. Discipline ensures that these actions happen every day, not just when inspiration strikes. The problem is that most people underestimate the power of small habits. They look for dramatic results, overnight transformations, and heroic feats. They think that success is built in moments of passion and excitement. But real success is built quietly, invisibly, in the repetition of small actions. Discipline is what allows you to do the small things consistently. It allows you to embrace the grind, to show up even when no one sees, to push forward even when progress is slow or invisible. Every small action compounds. Every disciplined choice stacks upon the last. Over time, these choices define you. They shape your character, your skills, your resilience, and ultimately, your destiny. Habits formed through discipline are also your defense against failure. Life is unpredictable. Circumstances change. People disappoint you. Opportunities come and go. But if you have disciplined habits, if you have routines that you follow no matter what, you are always prepared. Discipline gives you structure when chaos surrounds you. It gives you momentum when the world tries to stop you. Habits built from discipline create a framework for success, a system that keeps moving even when life tries to push you off course. Most importantly, discipline and habits allow you to control your future. You cannot control every situation, every person, or every event in life, but you can control your actions, your decisions, and your habits. You can choose to wake up early, to work on your goals, to prioritize growth, to push past resistance. Those disciplined actions are investments in your future self. Each disciplined habit is a vote for the person you want to become, the life you want to lead, and the destiny you want to claim. When you realize that discipline builds habits and habits build destiny, you stop waiting for motivation. You stop waiting for the perfect feeling or the perfect day. You take action every single day because you understand that greatness is not born from moments of passion. It is built from the repetition of small, disciplined actions. The life you want, the results you dream of, the success you desire, it all comes from the habits you form today. And those habits, once cemented, carry you forward with unstoppable momentum. Discipline wins when emotions fail. This is one of the hardest lessons to accept, yet one of the most crucial for anyone who wants to achieve greatness. Life is unpredictable. Emotions are unpredictable. Some days you wake up feeling unstoppable, ready to take on the world, ready to chase your dreams with a fire in your chest. Other days, you wake up tired, unmotivated, unsure, doubting yourself, questioning if it's even worth it. Emotions fluctuate constantly. They are influenced by every little thing, the weather, a comment from someone, a setback, or even something as trivial as a bad night's sleep. If you allow your emotions to dictate your actions, if you rely on how you feel in the moment to decide whether or not to act, you are setting yourself up for failure. And the truth is, emotions will fail you every single time. The problem with emotions is that they are unreliable. They are temporary, fleeting, and often misleading. You might feel like you can't push yourself today. You might feel scared, exhausted, frustrated, or uninspired. You might tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow. I'll try again later. I just don't have it in me today. That's the trap. That's the moment when most people quit, when most people give up, when most people settle for mediocrity. Emotions create excuses, they create hesitation, they create doubt, and doubt kills dreams. It paralyzes potential. It keeps ordinary people in the same place year after year, never growing, never improving, never breaking through to the next level. Discipline, on the other hand, doesn't care about how you feel. Discipline is not swayed by mood, by fear, by comfort, or by fatigue. Discipline is action, regardless of circumstances. Discipline is what gets you out of bed when your body and mind are screaming at you to stay under the covers. Discipline is what makes you train when your muscles ache and your mind is tired. Discipline is what pushes you to study, to work, to create, to improve, even when everything inside you wants to quit. This is the real power of discipline. It allows you to win when motivation and emotions fail. While the world waits for inspiration, the disciplined take action. While the world debates whether today is the right day, the disciplined are already 10 steps ahead, moving toward their goals. Consider this. Every successful person has experienced moments of doubt, fear, and exhaustion. Every high achiever has faced days when they felt like giving up. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not that one group always felt motivated and the other didn't. The difference is that the successful group acted anyway. They acted through the discomfort, through the fear, through the resistance. They acted when emotions failed. They acted when no one was cheering them on. They acted when no one was watching. And those actions, repeated consistently, created momentum, growth, and ultimately success. Emotions are a dangerous guide because they are tied to the present moment. They focus on how things feel now, not what results will come in the future. Feeling tired today doesn't mean you won't be stronger tomorrow. Feeling scared today doesn't mean you won't be confident tomorrow. Feeling unmotivated today doesn't mean you won't achieve your goals in a month, a year, or 5 years. Discipline forces you to act despite how you feel. It allows you to create future results that your emotions alone could never deliver. Without discipline, you are at the mercy of your feelings, forever waiting for a wave of motivation that may never come. Discipline also creates consistency, and consistency is where results are born. Emotions fluctuate constantly, but results come from repeated actions, not fleeting feelings. You don't achieve mastery by waiting to feel confident. You don't build strength by waiting to feel motivated. You don't earn success by waiting for the perfect emotional state. You achieve mastery, strength, and success by showing up again and again, even when your emotions are telling you to quit. Discipline bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. It allows you to take control when life feels chaotic. It allows you to create progress when everything inside you is screaming to stop. Every setback, every rejection, every disappointment is a test of discipline. When your emotions fail, when fear, doubt, frustration, or laziness hits, you have a choice. You can give in to the moment, let your feelings dictate your actions, and stay where you are, or you can push through, act anyway, and build the kind of resilience and momentum that separates the average from the extraordinary. Every time you choose discipline over emotion, you are rewiring yourself for success. You are proving to yourself that your future is not dictated by how you feel, but by how you act. You are creating an unbreakable mindset, one that will carry you through the toughest challenges life can throw at you. Discipline also protects you from regret. Think about all the times you wanted to do something, but didn't because you didn't feel like it. Think about the opportunities you missed because you waited for the right moment that never came. Think about the goals you abandoned because motivation failed you. Those are the moments that leave a permanent mark on your life. Discipline eliminates regret because it ensures that you act, that you push, that you move forward no matter what your emotions are saying. Every action you take through discipline is a step toward the life you want, a step away from the life of what ifs and onlys. Discipline wins when emotions fail because discipline is built on choice, not feeling. It is built on commitment, not mood. It is built on a decision to take control of your life and refuse to be a slave to fleeting emotions. Emotions will fail. Motivation will fail. Comfort will fail. But discipline never fails. Discipline allows you to rise when others stay down. Discipline allows you to move when others stop. Discipline allows you to win even when everything inside you wants to quit. This is the power of discipline. This is why those who master it are unstoppable, unbreakable, and unmatched. Discipline creates freedom, and most people misunderstand what freedom truly is. They think freedom means doing whatever you feel like in the moment, acting on impulse, living without structure, and chasing instant gratification. That is not freedom. That is chaos. True freedom does not come from abandoning responsibility. It comes from taking control of yourself, your actions, and your life. Discipline is the tool that gives you that control. Discipline is what allows you to live life on your terms, not at the mercy of your moods, desires, or circumstances. The irony is that by restricting yourself through disciplined habits, by committing to consistent actions, and by saying no to temporary pleasure in favor of long-term gain, you actually unlock the freedom most people will never know. Discipline allows you to plan, prepare, and take action in a way that creates options. When you are disciplined with your time, You are not constantly scrambling to fix problems or chasing after what you didn't do yesterday. You have the structure and foresight to handle challenges without panic. When you are disciplined with your money, you are not trapped in debt or working paycheck to paycheck. You have the freedom to invest, to pursue opportunities, and to live without financial fear. When you are disciplined with your body and health, you are not at the mercy of illness, fatigue, or poor habits. You have energy, strength, and vitality to do what you want when you want. Discipline gives you the resources, time, money, health, and skill that are necessary for true freedom. Most people confuse freedom with laziness, but the truth is the undisciplined are the most enslaved. They are slaves to their impulses, to instant gratification, to society's distractions, and to their own weaknesses. They live in chaos, constantly reacting to life instead of directing it. They may believe they are free because they avoid structure, but in reality, they are controlled by everything outside themselves. Their emotions, their environment, and other people's expectations. Discipline flips this. Discipline puts you in the driver's seat. You decide what you do when you do it and how you respond. You are not waiting for motivation, luck, or circumstances to allow you to act. You act because you have trained yourself to act regardless of the situation. Discipline also gives you the freedom to pursue your dreams without compromise. When you have built strong habits, when you have mastered your time, your focus, and your energy, you are no longer limited by fear, procrastination, or distraction. You are free to take calculated risks, to invest in yourself, and to create opportunities that others can only dream of. You are free to say no to things that do not serve you and yes to the actions that move you closer to your goals. The more disciplined you become, the less controlled you are by external forces and the more control you have over your life. Discipline is not a burden, it is liberation. It is the key that unlocks doors most people never even see. Those who understand this live life on their own terms, achieve more, and experience freedom that the undisciplined will spend their entire lives chasing but never find. If you have learned anything from this speech, it should be this: motivation is temporary, fleeting, and unreliable. Motivation will not wake you up when your alarm blares at 5 a.m. Nor will it force you to push through the pain, the fatigue, or the doubt that comes with chasing greatness. Motivation will excite you for a moment, but it will abandon you when life becomes hard. Discipline, on the other hand, is unwavering. Discipline doesn't care about how you feel in the moment. It acts anyway. It shows up when motivation has failed, when emotions are weak, when the world tries to pull you into comfort and complacency. Discipline is not just a habit, a routine, or a set of rules. It is a way of life, a commitment to yourself, and a force that will carry you through challenges that would break those who rely solely on fleeting feelings. If you want to achieve more, if you want to rise above the ordinary, you must understand this: motivation will give you a spark, but discipline will light your entire life. Every choice you make, every action you take, is a vote for the person you are becoming and the life you are building. Habits are not born from inspiration. They are forged through discipline. It is the small, consistent actions repeated day after day, week after week, year after year that compound into results, momentum, and destiny. Discipline builds habits, and those habits define the life you will lead. You may not notice the change at first, and it may feel insignificant, but every action you take, no matter how small, is shaping your future. Every time you choose to act despite resistance, every time you push past doubt, you are investing in a future that your emotions alone could never create. Success is not an accident. It is not a matter of luck, talent, or timing. It is the natural outcome of disciplined actions compounded over time. Life is unpredictable. Emotions are fragile. Circumstances can shift in a heartbeat. People will disappoint you, and the path to your goals will be filled with setbacks, pain, and obstacles. If you allow your emotions to guide you, if you wait to feel like it, you will be left behind. Discipline is the anchor that keeps you grounded when everything around you is chaotic. It gives you consistency, resilience, and control. It allows you to take action even when fear, doubt, and exhaustion tell you to stop. Discipline doesn't just help you survive, it allows you to thrive. It gives you the freedom to take risks, to pursue your dreams relentlessly, and to live a life unshackled from the limitations of laziness, procrastination, and fleeting desires. So hear this clearly: your life depends on discipline. Your results, your freedom, your destiny, they are all inextricably linked to your ability to act consistently, to push forward, to honor your commitments to yourself. Waiting for motivation is a trap. Relying on emotion is a mistake. True greatness, real power, and ultimate freedom are reserved for those who understand that discipline is not restriction, it is liberation. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you are meant to become. It is the key to a life lived on your terms, the weapon that will protect you from failure, and the force that will carry you beyond the limits of ordinary men and women. If you choose discipline today and every day after, you will no longer be a passenger in your own life. You will be the driver, the architect, and the master of your destiny. There is no greater gift, no greater power, and no more reliable path to victory than discipline, and it starts right now. Thank you for watching. Your time and support mean the world. If this speech inspired you to take action, remember discipline is your greatest weapon, and every step you take today shapes your tomorrow. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more motivational content that pushes you to rise, grow, and dominate your life. Until next time, stay disciplined, stay unstoppable, and keep moving forward. Goodbye, and see you in the next video!